Let's speak English. Английская, мова Шекспира, та нью-йоркских таксистів. Английская, стане у нагоді вам, бойс і дівчиська.
Okay, guys, I'm happy to have you back in my class. So, we continue talking about Great Britain. And today we're going to discuss the geographical position and climate of the United Kingdom. But before we start our lesson, I'd like to check your home task. So, you had this challenge and you had to unscramble each of the clue words. So now you can see the answers. So the clue words are British history, politics, daily life, and stereotypes. And the final word, the phrase, actually the phrase that helped you to unscramble other words is United Kingdom. Okay, so by the way, what stereotypes about the British do you have? Or what do you know about the politics in this country or about daily life? And maybe you are aware of the British history. So these lessons will help you to go deeper into the topic of Great Britain. And today we're going to discuss the geographical position and climate of the British Isles. But before we start reading, we need to learn the new vocabulary. Okay. So, match the words and phrases in the table to their definitions. So, the first one is done for you. So, the first word, distinct. And it means clearly separate and different. Distinct, separate, or different. Like distinct ideas, different ideas. Okay, the second word, boasting, to boast, or boasting. So, find the definition, and it is having something to be proud of. I'm boasting about my daughters. I'm boasting about my country. Okay, then comes sparsely. Sparsely, very little. Okay, try to find the synonym in the definition. Okay, and that's small in number and over a large area. So you've got a large area and very sparsely, very little, you've got something on this area. Okay, the next one, lies. Lies. It is situated. So the definition is be in a particular place or position. For example, Ukraine lies in the middle of Europe, and the British Isles lie in the north of Europe. Okay, so the next word, adjacent to. Adjacent to, and the definition is next to. So you can say adjacent to, or you can say next to. Then comes hilly. So, and in the root there is a word hill. So hilly. And it means having lots of parts higher than the surrounding land. You've got a valley and a hill. So the whole area is hilly. Okay, then comes rugged. Rugged. And it means wild, not even, difficult to travel over. Sometimes some areas in different countries can be really rugged, where people do not go because the terrain, the land there is unknown and it is difficult to go through those lands. So these lands are rugged. Okay, the next one, consists of. Something consists of other parts. Okay, and it means to be made of or formed of. So you may think of a sentence about the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom consists of 4 countries. Okay, the next one, spells. Spells. And it means short periods of a particular type of weather. For example, in autumn, we have short spells of sunny weather, which is called Indian summer. Okay, and the last word, it's obvious, prevailing. It means which blows in a particular place. Prevailing, to be in a particular place and to be there mostly. Okay, once again, the words distinct, boasting, sparsely, lies, adjacent to, hilly, rugged, consists of, spells, and prevailing. Guys, do you remember about Quizlet? So, would you please start making the new batch of words you need for this unit, the unit about the UK, and here are first 10 words that you may use in your Quizlet to study this vocabulary better. Okay, today we're going to have the reading task. And you know that class 10 is a good time to start getting ready for your external exams. So, from this time on, we're going to have some reading and listening tasks which are pretty much similar to the ones you will have during your external exams. And I will explain you how it is better to do these tasks and how you would have a better results. Okay, so before reading, I want you to look at this map. Well, kind of a geography lesson today, but in English. So here we've got the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And here is a separate country, which is called the Republic of Ireland. It's an independent country. So if to look here, you can see the whole map of our hemisphere, and you can see the place of the United Kingdom. It's in the northwest of Europe. Okay, last time I mentioned such islands as the Shetland Islands or Orkney Islands, yeah? Here you can find some smaller islands like Channel Islands or Isles of Scilly. And of course, I want you to look carefully at this map and study it, because we're going to read about the geographical position. So be aware that this is a very small country called Wales, and you can see that it has lots of mountains, right? And here is England, the biggest country, and you can see that mostly this country is green. So it means like it has lowlands and only little mountains in the north of England. Then we've got Scotland, and again in Scotland you will have 2 distinct, separate regions, the lowlands and the highlands. And you should notice that in Ireland most of the land is plain. These are valleys. Okay, so and what is more, the United Kingdom is washed by different seas. So you can see the North Sea, and here it is the Irish Sea, and we've got here the Atlantic Ocean. So, and the Atlantic Ocean is a great source of warmth to the United Kingdom. And so study this map for a little bit, and then you'll be able to read the text. Okay, let's move on. So, geography and climate. Would you please follow me in reading? So, what is the United Kingdom? To give it its full title, it's the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. You might hear it referred to as Britain, Great Britain, or more often simply as the UK. 4 countries make up the UK: England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. It consists of a group of islands, 2 large ones and several hundred smaller ones. By far, the largest island is that which is divided into 3 countries: England, Wales, and Scotland. This island is about 700 miles long and is 300 miles at its widest point. And its nearest point, only the 22 miles of the English Channel separate it from the coast of France. Okay, let's move on. England's capital, London, is also the capital city of the UK. Most of England consists of lowland with some mountainous terrain northwest of a line drawn between the Humber estuary in the east and the River Oxe in the southwest. Wales, with its capital Cardiff, lies to the west, having a coastline adjacent to the Irish Sea. It is more mountainous than England, particularly in North and Mid Wales. To the north is Scotland, which consists of two very distinct regions known as the Highlands and the Lowlands. The Highlands region is to the north and west of the country and is much more mountainous than its lowland sister. The rugged terrain of the Highlands ensures the region is sparsely populated. Okay, we can move on. The Lowlands region is home to most of Scotland's population. It's here where Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, and the largest city of Glasgow will be found. Crossing the Irish Sea takes us to Ireland, on which only the northeastern corner, Northern Ireland, is part of the UK. The rest of this island is a separate country, the Republic of Ireland. Northern Ireland, with its capital, Belfast, is a hilly region boasting the largest inland body of water in the UK, Loch Ness, at 150 square miles. The prevailing winds tend to come from the southwest, bringing with them frequent spells of mild but wet weather from the Atlantic Ocean. Overall, though, the climate is fairly temperate and similar to much of Northern Europe. Okay, what a long text, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to do all the tasks. Now, guys, the task is to find the correct answer. It's a multiple choice task. What I want you to do, when you have a hard copy, a paper copy of a text, and you work with a paper copy, I want you to have your pencils with you. Every time you have such a question where you have to choose, please try to find the exact answer in the text and underline it. Then, while doing the test, you'll be 100% sure that you have already found the correct answer. So, let's read the question. The United Kingdom contains A. 100 of small islands, hundreds of small islands, thousands of small islands. And the correct answer is hundreds of small islands. Let's take a look at the text and find the sentence that shows us the correct answer. Here is this part of the text, and you can see the sentence that proves the answer in red and underlined. And it says, it consists of a group of islands, 2 large ones and several hundred smaller ones. That's a synonym to hundreds. Several hundred. 1, 2, 3, several. Okay, the next one. England consists mainly of lowland with a few mountains, highlands and lowlands, mountains and lowlands. Okay, here the correct answer is lowland with a few mountains. Again, let's take a look at the text, and if you had a paper copy, I would ask you to underline it. So, it says in the text that most of England consists of lowland with some mountainous terrain. And here is the synonym to highlands, like mountainous terrain, northwest of a line drawn between the Humber estuary in the east and the River Ox in the northwest. Okay, the next question. The Highlands of Scotland have few people and many mountains, many people and few mountains, many people and many mountains. The correct answer is A, few people and many mountains. We need to find the synonym in the text that tells us that only few people live there because of many mountains. Let's take a look at this part of the text. And it says in here, the rugged terrain, you should remember, rugged, very difficult, and you can't go through this terrain easily. So very rugged terrain of the Highlands ensures the region is sparsely populated. Sparsely means very few. Populated, so it is about people. And we can say that many mountains, yeah, the rock terrain, but few people. Okay. The next one. Most people in Scotland live in the Highlands, in the mountains, in the lowlands. Okay. You need to remember that Highlands is the mountainous area, right? And so it's the synonym to the mountains. And the lowlands is a low area where people mostly live in such cities as Edinburgh and Glasgow. So the correct answer is in the lowlands. And again, let's take a look and underline the correct answer in the text. So the lowlands region is home to most of Scotland's population. Most, it means the majority of people live there. Okay. The next one. The Atlantic Ocean brings lots of cold, windy weather, wet but not too cold weather, and cold and wet weather. So what kind of weather do you remember? So it is wet but not too cold weather, warm weather. And in the text, it is said, the prevailing winds, it means the winds that blow most of the time, tend to come from the southwest, bringing with them frequent spells of mild but wet weather from the Atlantic Ocean. Frequent spells, short periods of time with very pleasant weather. Okay. Now, the second task, you have to match the numbers in the box to make facts about the UK. So you've got different numbers like 22, 300, 4, 700, 2, and 150. So the first sentence, the number of miles that separate the largest island from France, do you remember? It's really narrow and it is only 22. Okay, the second one, the length in miles of the largest of the UK islands. Length. Okay, and it is, guys, 700. Okay, then number of distinct regions in Scotland. Distinct means separate, and it is only 2, lowlands and highlands. Okay, then comes the size in square miles of the largest inland body of water. Do you remember the name Loch Ness? And it is 150. And the maximum width in miles of the largest island in the UK is 300 miles. Okay, and the last one, the number of countries which make up the United Kingdom. And that's the only number left, and it is 4. Can you name them? England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Okay, let's move on. And time for our 5 o'clock grammar tea. So this time we're going to talk about the past perfect. What is it? When you tell a story, it's sometimes necessary to tell about the actions that happened before some other actions in the past. And you have to use past perfect to express the time when these actions happened. So, how to form it? We form the past perfect simple with had and not if necessary, and the third form of the verb. For example, had gone, had been, had seen. Okay, and the key words are after and before. Once again, I want you to note that we're going to talk about 2 actions in the past. One happening before the other action, again in the past. Okay, so take a look at these sentences. She needed help because someone had stolen her car. What happened first? Someone had stolen her car, and then she needed help. The second sentence. He passed the test because he had studied a lot. 2 actions in the past. He studied and he passed, but before he studied, he had studied, and only then he passed the test. The next sentence. After she had done her homework, she visited me. So the first action here is that she had done her homework, and then she came to me. Okay, the next one. When I came home, they had already eaten. So the first action here is that they had eaten something, and only then I came home. Then they had sold everything before they moved to Glasgow. So first they had to sell everything, and they did it, and only then they moved to Glasgow. First action in here. Okay, let's try. So practice makes perfect. So after they opened the window, it became colder. What is the first action? Of course, first you need to open the window, then the air in the room will change. So, after they had opened the window, it became colder. First action, had opened, became the second action. Okay? So, the next one. After we see the movie, we go to bed. What is the first action in here? Yes, of course, to watch the movie or to see the movie. And then you go to bed. So, first and second. Form, please. And what have you got? After we had seen the movie, we went to bed. Okay. The next one, please. After he leave, she started to cry. So first he left, and then she started to cry. And to make it in one sentence, after he had left, she started to cry. And again, this past perfect form shows us that this is the first action in the past. And then comes the second action, that she started to cry. Okay? Now, guys, I think that you are ready for your grammar task and you are ready to do it at home. Here are lots of the sentences from the exercise we started doing together. Your task is to open the brackets using the past simple and the past perfect tense. So, let's look through the sentences. As soon as it to rain, she her umbrella. So what is the first one? Yes, of course, it started raining and then she took the umbrella. So in this part, which tense would you use? Past perfect. Okay, let's look. Let it be at sentence number 9. Before we go out, we put on our new shoes. Can you go out without your shoes on? No. You have to put them first and then you go out. But how to show it using the tenses? In here, you would use right, past perfect. Okay, and look through. So let's take a look at the last one, okay? He eat the cake after he asked. So if he is a polite person, then first, of course, he would ask, and only then he would eat. So he, how would you say? He ate the cake after he had asked. So I gave you several hints. I gave you several, I would say, even correct answers. So would you please finish doing all these sentences and feel free to mail them to me or to contact me via Instagram. Okay guys, today we had a very informative lesson about the geographical position and climate of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. We covered new grammar topic and I hope that I gave you enough hints and even correct answers to be ready with your home task. Feel free to mail them to my email or to contact me via the Instagram. See you next time. Stay tuned.